Hi friends, welcome my channel. Today we are just plan to cover the topic Microsoft Defender Cloud App Policy Template. This whole topic is the continuity of my previous same topic, Cloud Apps. And this is part 3 section. So if you not watch my previous video, please watch the previous video part 1, part 2. It's the continuity of my part 3. So we will go for what is the learning update today we are planning to cover for you. First one, type of policy in the Defender for the Cloud Apps. So what are the type of policy available for the Defender Cloud Apps? And exploring policy template. So different policy template means the Microsoft will be creating the template for the in use for your application. And step by step creating for the policy template. How to we can create the step by step the template. So finally we will do for our demo. So we will go for our learning objective. So type of policy in the Defender Cloud Apps. So in this screen, you can see already activity policy, file policy, app discovery policy, and section policy. So just we will discuss for each one. Activity policy. So what is activity policy? Monitor the use and admin activity across the connected cloud apps. So this policy will be monitor the user activity and admin activity across the connected cloud apps, and it detects risk and suspicious behavior of user activity. So example, multiple failed login attempt. If a user are multiple failed login attempt, you will be block the user, cannot access from the risk IP from the address. So you can access if you have access from the risk IP address listed, then also and mass download or deletion. It's also detect for the active policy. So here, when you go to the policy, you can choose which activity policy you want. First, we will discuss for the app discovery policy. So what app discovery policy? Help to identify shadow IT, not used with the IT approval. So in your organization, different employees, so they are accessing different application. So without IT approval, so the IT will be approve some applications. So this application is not approved. So you can discover what application the user employee is using for your organization. That is app discovery policy. So it's discover and evaluate the unsanctioned cloud apps. In the previous section, we already discussed sanction and unsanctioned. So discover and evaluate the unsanctioned cloud apps. And what is the examples? High usage of filter sharpening like a Dropbox or example in your organization how Dropbox. So the people will be use high usage for downloading or uploading the data. And like this is examples up with the low complaint scores. If your organization people are using complaint score is very low because the policy, whatever the policy. This example up with the low complaints scores. Section policy, control the user section in real time using condition access app control. So you can create a policy for the section control policy, which user will be access this policy like real time using condition access app control. And its example block download for sensitive files. And another one, file policy. So what is the file policies? This analyze the files stored in the cloud apps for sensitive control or unusual behavior. And whatever the applications you upload for the files in store in the cloud app, what's the sensitive control? Example, you will say this is HR confession files. And if one of the user will be accessing this file and mass downloading, so this is unusual behavior. So that is the file policy will be check for the analyze the file stored in the cloud apps. And what is the examples? Sharing file contain PA financial in data, malware infected file upload in the OneDrive. So now you understand what is the policy types are available in the different cloud apps. Next, we will discuss about exploring the policy template. So once you go to the cloud apps, you can see all the policy template in available for the Microsoft cloud apps. You can create your own template, and if you can use for the policy template from the Microsoft. So pre-defined template provided by the Microsoft, and you can customize the template fit your organization needs. And example of common template: detect ransomware activity, monitor mass download, tracking login information, failures. So this one is a sample template. So once we will go to the demo purpose, we will show you what the template policy templates available in the cloud apps. Next, we will discuss about how to we can create the policy template. So how once you create the new template or you choose from the policy template. So here you can see I choose one of the policy to multiple fail login attempt to. So here you can see This is simple things. Policy template, policy name. You can know what is a policy servant, high or low, medium. You can identify this one. And category. So what is the category connection from this? What is the policy detections or malware detection? Though category you can select there. And here is your description. What was the policy description is mentioned here also. So this is actually basic steps. So here you can see create the filter for the policy. This is the main things of the policy. Create the filter. So here you have act on single activity and repeated activity. In single activity, you can see here create a filter policy. How the policy detect and responds to activity. So once you create the policy, policy will be detect and responds to your activity. So that's why we are creating the policies. So single activity, you can see the single activity. The policy trigger every time an activity match the filter condition. So you can see this is a filter condition. This is your filter conditions coming. So single activity will be trigger every time. So your conditions. So activity matching for the following condition, they will trigger the your single. What is the activity from here? Single activity or repeated activity. So now you understand the policy will be trigger every time in activity match the filter conditions. Example, if your user will be download file, you get 5 separate one of the each download. If this example multiple failed logins, so the user will be multiple login failed from single activity. If you select the single activity, once user will be login, but he cannot log, he forget the password. The alert will be generated because the single active every time the active match the filtering. Repeated activity, you can see the repeated activity like this. Repeated activity when will be generated? Policy trigger only when the pattern and behavior occur multiple time within the defined time frame. So this is a framework. So what is a minimum repeated activity 10 and within the time frame 5 minutes. So you will give the filter policy from here. So what is a filter for minimum repeated time or example? Your policy you alert when failed login more than 10 times within the 5 minutes. So more than 10 times within the 5 minutes. If user will be failed 12th time in 5 minutes, you get an alert on the repeated pattern. So simple things. Here single activity. Here no any filtration. So user will be easily every time get the alert. But here you will give the filter activities. So that you can see here minimum repeat activity 10s and within the time. So this 5 minute time frame you can only do the 10 attempt. So when the user will be using the 11 or 12 attempts, they will automatically get the alert from the who is the admins and you will be generate that alert automatically. So here is the next section, single app. So where this alert policy will be worked out. Single app means the policy will only trigger repeated activity occurs within the same application. So this is the same applications, they will only trigger. So example, if user download the multiple file SharePoint, the policy will be triggered. But if they download some from the SharePoint or other from the OneDrive, it won't count to report activity. So what is that example? When if you example like the user will be multiple time download the example, we will go for the download the application. They will download from the SharePoint. Same time they will download from the OneDrive. The policy will not trigger because you will select the single app. The single app only applicable for that SharePoint application will be downloaded. So download multiple file from you will download from the SharePoint and you download from the OneDrive. The policy will not. That is single app policy. When you select the single apps, and only unique and folder per user. You can see here. The policy will only count distinct file folder accessed by the user, not repeated access the same items. Simple example. If user will be access file A 5 times, it count one unique value. So example, the user will be going to downloading from OneDrive file, the same file name, example employee list, they will download it. So 5 times or 10 times they have downloaded, this will be only count for one. If this same user will be accessed from the file A, file B, file C. For example, the user will be accessed file 5 times, file B 1 time, file C 1 time. So total count how much coming? 3. The file ABC different, so the total count is 3. But if you use only access for the one file AB is 10 times, 100 times, or it will be only count for the one count. So now you understand what is the difference. So that way, the count only unique target file or folder per the user. So when you want to select this one, only you will you want to choose in single app or count for the different application. So next one, you can see here matching in the filter. Once you will create your filter policy, after that you need to give the matching. So action type, what policy will be used if action type is equal or download or fails login. So here you can see multiple logins. So action type equal to failed logins. If your action type is equal to download, it's equal to download. So whatever you want to use this one. So where this policy need to apply, user name is set as a any rules. So here you can see alert sections. So alert, you need to generate the alert. So where this alert will be going, you can send the alert for the email. You can put the alert for the your organization admin department. So how many alert will be generated in the daily, you can get the count also. So government action means where you want to apply this policy, you can apply for this policy will be applied for where all apps and Microsoft 365. So finally, we will do the demo in the Defender for the Cloud App policy. So we will go for our security.microsoft.com and we will check how to we can create for the template. Hi friends, we reach our Microsoft Defender portal. So first we need to go to the Cloud Apps. Then you can see the policy. So policy management and policy template. Policy template, you can see the more policy template is already is there. So you can select what policy template you want. Active policy, you can see the list of active policy template, and you can choose for file policy. Then remove this one. You can see the file policy. Then you can see the app discovery policy. So you can choose what policy you want your organization. Then after that, you just click this one, create the policy. Policy management means you already create the policy. This policy will be showing the list. So previously I create one policy. This will be showing new cloud app found. Then you can see the counter. How many active incident will be found. You can click this one. You can see that one. So how many incident ID and a new cloud app will be found. So that is the policy manager, and also you can filter from here the detection, information protection, condition access, shadow IT, and old policy also you can be display from here. So first we need to go for the policy template. So policy template, I'm planning to implement active policy. Just click the active policy template. So I'm just plan to implement multiple feed user login attempt. So just click the create the policy. So this policy is I'm not creating myself. This policy is creating from already have the policy template. So you can edit this policy semblance as per your organization requirement. So the policy name already there, multiple failed user login. Then you can see the policy name, multiple failed user login attempt the apps. Then serverity level, high, medium, and low. Then you can choose that one. Then category, here you can see, because this is already template, so already all the information is there. Description, alert when single attempt to log, because here you can see fail 10 times 5 minutes. So that way he put there. So we will change that one. Create a filter for this policy. So creating filter for this policy means we already discussed single activity policy and repeated activity. Single activity, you will make this will be trigger always, because when the user will be login failed. Repeated activity means who is the user, you give the condition minimum repeated activity in 10 login fail. Example, you can put 10 or 5, whatever number you want, you can put that on 5. Within the time frame means what is the 5 minutes. Okay, example, 5 minutes 5 login failure. If the user will be fail from the 6th time, that this template will be triggered. So that is the repeated activity. Currently I just go for the single activity, so easy to make that one. So that way single activity problem means each time this will be, they will not filter the condition. So single activity will be generated always. Then you can see active match for the all the following. So what is matching, how to this match for your single activity? This condition active type equal to failed login, you understand this condition failed login, but user name is set to as any rule. Here you can see active object rule, actor rule, and any rule. Simply actor rule means user will be, this scenario is multiple failed login. You can see this actor, who is the user will be failed attempt, that user will be, that policy will be if you select for the activity. Active object only means both side. Example, your company have CEO. CEO have CEO at x.com. Okay. If the user CEO also, when you login, have the issue, login is failed. Also, another side, they will, example, you will log in from another location for the same email address CEO at x.com. This also will be triggered. So that way the active object only. Choose the entity is non-actor objective in the non-actor objective. But this entity is actor objective. So that is a non-actor and actor only. Any rule means both side. If either active object only or actor only. So that is, you can add the filter again. If we need to any filter activate, you can be provided here applied conditions. You can be fair here device name or IP address like this. So I don't want to. I will just go into that default. Here there is the alert section. You can get the alert once the policy will be triggered. You get the alert where this alert will be going. Send the alert. So I just plan to alert same. I just copy this one, same user. So I just make it. This is my global admins. So I just make it. So you have security admin or user who is the your organization. You can make that. They will receive the email address and how many alert will be generated a day. So I just, you can put 1,500, 100 or 50. I just put 25. Just whatever that limit per policy you want to daily, you can put that one. And then if you have the playbook power automation, you can generate from the create the playbook in the power automation. So now the governance action. So once the policy will be triggered, what action will be take to your application? So that is the mention here. Here you can see all apps. All apps means you whatever the apps you have. Example, you have cloud apps like Microsoft 365, another apps like Box and Dropbox, Salesforce. So that is all apps. So what all apps will be used? Here you can notify the user whatever the policy you want. Notify addition. You can put the additional user information from here, and that information, example, you can put your security administrator whatever you want because they will tell that one. So I will not go into suspend the Microsoft Indra user. If example the user is using the Office 365 Microsoft Indra, I will put the suspend the Microsoft Indra user. And here you can see require user sign in again from the compromise account. You will provide require user sign in again and confirm user compromise. Microsoft Indra user is compromised. So you need to put the confirmation for this user is compromised. Select the Microsoft Indra user risk level to high. This cause the relevant policy action define the Microsoft Indra ID to be enforced. So you can put this one confirmation user compromise. Here you can see suspend user in the apps. You can put also Microsoft 365 whatever requirement. This also confirmation the user is compromised. So I just put, so enter the custom notification message. This user, just I will put active. Whatever you want, you can put this customer notification message. And after that, create. So now this policy is triggered. So for I will just show you one thing also. Once you create this policy, I just edit the policy. So here you have the preview result. Once you the filtration, you can click the edit to preview. This will be show you what is the preview, what is the failed login will be coming here. But once the policy will be created, after that what user will be logged fail only will be done. The previous section not count this area. So whatever after the policy creation, then only account will be generated. So now you can see all policy I will create. So just I will cancel this one. So now the policy is created. We just show the threat detection. You can see policy type active policy. So here you can see. So here you can see the policy is created, but the count is 0 active. The policy is still not counted the policy because once the user will be failed login, only this will be changed. So after your policy will be created, so we need to test this policy is working or not. Before going working, you just go to settings where you want to plan to apply these policies. So here you can see Defender Cloud Apps, then settings Cloud Apps, then here scope deployment. So once you are planning to apply that policy to in the scope deployment, you should add that group in the scope deployment. I just plan to add it for I just go into admin. If you are not put that user in the scope deployment, the policy will not be work. So just I will go to Microsoft 365 active user. So I just plan to test one and test it. So this two user are in one group. I will show that group. Just to go to user group. In the previous section, you can see how to we add the import the group. Once you create the group in the your Azure portal, so your Microsoft Indra ID portal, then you just import that. Select your user where that user group, then select, and you need to select the user group from here and just click the import. So I am already imported, but import after import it take little bit time. So previously I import, you can watch my previous video, you can see how to import that groups. So after that I plan to implement the policy for the tab 1. You just click this tab 1, you can see the show member test 1 and test 2. So this two member I will plan to implement that groups. So I just go into scope deployment, then add rules. Here I will put login failure. Then here I will add that group tab 1. So here I will add the tab 1. Apply to all apps, selected apps and a specific app instance. So I just click apply to all apps. Then I just create. So now login failure tab 1 will be generated. I just go into then I will just go into I just plan to implement test 1. So just to copy that test 1 email address. So just I will copy this test 1 copy. Then I will just go to here and I just try to office.com. I just sign in and I will put this one. Then I try to enter wrong password. So your password is incorrect. So I try the your account or password as incorrect. Then I just same doing to the test 2 also. Sign in. Sorry, test 2. Just I will test 2. Sign in. So now I just enter the wrong password the both user. So I just go into again my Defender portal. Then I will go to investigation and respond incident and alert. Just click the alert. So here you can see we will check any new alert will be coming. So the alert will still not coming. So we will just waiting for still, because you can see here this is another user. We implement for the test 1 and test 2. So it take a little bit time. So I just waiting for the alert will be generated. So now I refresh again. So here you can see the test 1 test 2 that alert will be generated. So now we just go to the policy section. Just to go to cloud app, you can go to the policy management. Then after that you just go to the policy type active policy. Then here you can see if two active instance. So just to click that two active instance, you can be see here multiple failed user login test 2. Also here the critical asset multiple failed user login test 2. So this one you can see the both alert will be. So now you just go into the asset management, asset, identity. Then you just go to the type of identity user, apply, identity level, Indra ID. Just I will apply the Indra ID. So now the test 1, test 2 is still enabled. So the user will be try to again. So now you can see your account has been locked. Contact your support for the person to the unknown. So same I will do for office.com. Sign in. This one test 2 I will put test 1. Then I will click in next. Then I will enter again. See, your account has been logged. Contact your person to unlock this try again. Now what I will, I will go to that user panel identity. So here previously is enabled. So now you can see the account is blocked. Just to refresh this one. Then you just go into the test to type user apply, provide identity, enter ID, then apply. So here you can see test 1, test 2. You can see here disabled. So you can see here enter ID risk level is high because we already put the risk level is because this account will be compromised. So same like you can click this one of the user test 1. So here you can see this one the for alerted over the incident. So what is the incident alert? You can see here multiple failed login attempt involving for the one user. So here the test user is attempted. So here is the location which is the location the island. So here is the incident one. That incident will be happen. So now I just go to the investigation. Then I will click the incident. I will just choose that test one. So here you can click the test one. You get the all the information. So now you can see here the test one is disabled. You can see here play the attack. You can see the attack. Multiple failed the user login attempt and multiple failed user login attempt. Multiple failed user. So that test one user will be disabled. And you also same alert will be generated from here, and you can get the asset which asset have the issue and every information. You can see test one is disabled and evidence and response also. You get the evidence and response also. They will log in with the IP address suspicious test one. So here all the information you will get it. Summary section you can go for the summary. Active 3 alert, IP address in red flag and multiple user login attempt is failed. So here is the you can be manage your alert. Same cases also the test 2. I will not go for the test 2 also. So set 1. Then I will just go to identity again. Here is the user apply. Then identity intra ID I apply. Then I just take one test 1 user. Then here you can see confirmed user as a compromise and you can be enable the user again. So before user enable, I just checking for my Outlook. I receive the alert or no. So here you can see I receive the alert. So all the alert I will receive. You can see it is a new matches detect for the multiple failed user login attempt and policy. So this policy, this email address I already give. So I receive that one. So who is the user will be affected tested. So now still I receiving the email. You can see here suspicious activity high and August 10 multiple failed user attempt. You can see here. You can click this security information. You will directly go to the incident and alert. So you can see that tested. You can see here test 2 account will be disabled. So now you receive the alert also. So you can get to the alert all the information here also. Okay, test 2 also information. So now again I will go to my security center. So just I will go to the identity section. Then I will just go to the user. User test 2. I try to this user is disabled. So I just plan to enable this user. Just I will go to enable this user. Then click enable. So now you can see successfully enabled the user in the Indra ID. Just I will refresh again. See now the user is enabled. To log in this user again. So just I will go to the portal. Copy that user test 2. Then I will try to then I will click yes. So now you can see the user is signing. So now you understand how to you can enable the, after the compromise the account. So I just only demo purpose I show that one. So now I wind up my topic. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel and support me. Thank you so much.